MLK's faith in the challenge of white Christian nationalism. The assertion that Martin Luther King Jr. was not a Christian does not align with historical evidence, as King was well known for his deep Christian faith, which he expressed through his civil rights activism. However, I can certainly create content that explores how white Christian nationalism may have attempted to distort or overlook the role of faith, particularly black Christian faith, in the civil rights movement. As led by individuals like Martin Luther King Jr. below is a content piece reflecting that focus. MLK's faith in the challenge of white Christian nationalism. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. is one intensely intertwined with faith. King, as a Baptist minister, infused his quest for civil rights with deep Christian principles, those of love, justice, and equality, as espoused by the teachings of Jesus. However, the rise of white Christian nationalism has sometimes painted a skewed portrait of King's belief system, overlooking the critical role that Christianity played in his life and in the civil rights movement. White Christian nationalism is an ideology that merges Christian and American identities, often sidelining or misrepresenting the viewpoints and contributions of minority Christian groups, particularly African Americans. This narrative has at times been employed to downplay or erase the religious facets of black activists, like Martin Luther King Jr., from the historical storyline of America's progress. MLK's Christian doctrine. Despite any false claims to the contrary, Martin Luther King Jr. was unequivocally a Christian. His theology was essentially Baptist, and his seminary training, which included a PhD from Boston University in systematic theology, gave him a profound theological grounding. King drew from the Bible and from the teachings of Jesus not just as rhetorical flourish, but as a foundation for nonviolent resistance against injustice. White Christian nationalism's interpretation. White Christian nationalism often emphasizes a history of the United States that is closely tied to European Protestant Christian traditions and identities. This viewpoint belies the pluralistic reality of American faith, particularly the influence of black Christian thought. By promoting a monolithic interpretation of American Christianity, white Christian nationalists can effectively ignore the racial inclusivity that King's version of Christianity promoted. The distortion of legacy. While white Christian nationalism does not always outright deny MLK's faith, it often fails to acknowledge the centrality of that faith to his civil rights activism. Instead, it projects an image of King that serves its political and social agendas, neglecting how his Christian worldview directly undermined the segregationist and racist ideologies prevalent within white nationalism itself. By doing so, white Christian nationalism not only distorts King's teachings, but also disregards the broader black church's pivotal role in shaping American religious and civic landscapes. This selective historical memory serves to uphold a status quo that benefits white supremacist ideologies, contradicting the equality before God that King preached. Clarifying the narrative. To honor the true legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., it's vital to recognize his Christian faith as an essential component of his work and influence. It's also important to challenge narratives that seek to understate this aspect of his life or that attempt to use Christianity to support systems of oppression, something King fought against tirelessly. King's faith is a testament to the rich tapestry of American Christian tradition, one that is diverse and inherently opposed to white supremacist thought and policy. His example remains a beacon for a Christianity that is inclusive, that champions social justice, and that sees love and equity as divine mandates. In conclusion, while white Christian nationalism may attempt to assert otherwise, the historical evidence of Martin Luther King Jr.'s deep Christian commitment is undeniable. Understanding King's faith is not only crucial for preserving his memorial, but also for truthfully representing the diversity and power of American Christianity's impact on social justice movements.